I saw a little geometry problem like this the other day, and it's somewhat complicated because what we have here is this angle and this angle. Now we know that this is equal to 90 degrees because this is a line, so it forms a linear pair. But if we take this and just set it equal to 90 degrees, we're going to have two variables. We're going to have x and y, so we're not going to be able to solve that. And so in the directions here, they're asking you to find out what x and y are equal to. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to say, let's go ahead and say that 2x plus 3y does equal to 90 degrees because this is a linear pair here. So this has to be 90 degrees. But also these are vertical angles, so this has to be equal to 90 degrees also. Now that creates a situation that happens a lot in geometry. We have two equations and two unknowns. So we need to remember a little bit about Algebra 1 and how to figure out what x and y are when you have two equations and two unknowns. So I would line them up. So line the x's up, line the y's up, have the equal signs lined up, and have the numbers over here. They happen to be the same thing. But then we're going to solve them by multiplying this one by -2. Now, the reason I chose -2 is I know that -2 times this is -4x, and I want to be able to cancel it with that 4x. So this is going to be equal to -4x. So I'm multiplying -2 times every bit of this. -6y equals -180. So I just distributed -2 to everything there. And of course this one I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm going to write it just like it is. So it equals what it did before because I didn't really do anything to it. Now these are going to cancel out. I'm adding this straight down, and -6y and 1y is -5y, and of course this is -90. So now I'm dividing by -5, and y equals 90 divided by 5. So what is that? What is 90 divided by 5? Uh, 18, I guess, huh? So the y part of this is 18. So now to find x, what I'm going to do is take one of those equations up there, like maybe I take 2x plus 3y equals 90, and I'm going to plug the 18 from over here in y's place, because that's what y equals. And if I do the math here, I can figure out what x equals. Well, 3 times 18 is what? 54. 3 times 20 would be 60. And this is 6 less, so I think that's 54. And then I'm going to subtract 54 from both sides. Of course, those cancel. And I get 2x equals 90 minus 54. So 36, I think. Is that right? 36? Yeah. And so divide by 2, and strangely enough, it looks like that x is 18 also. Now, they're not always the same number, but it looks like that's going to be the case here. So in this problem up here, I was solving for x and y. So this says solve for x and y, and I had this drawing. So I'm using the concept of vertical angles, the fact that this has to be congruent to 90 degrees and this has to be congruent to 90 degrees because it forms a linear pair. So I took this and set it equal to 90, I took this and set it equal to 90, had this set of equations, and I had to solve two equations and two unknowns. This procedure that I did here is called linear combinations. And so I multiplied the top one by -2 with the express purpose of getting these x's to drop out, to cancel, so I just had one variable. I found out that y was 18. And when I plugged that in, it just so happened that x was 18 also. So the answer is that x is 18 and y is 18. So x and y are both 18 in this problem.